Wildcats, 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 Wildcats. And methadone people. Wildcats, Wildcats, Wildcats. We got medicinal power. Wildcats, Wildcats, Wildcats. Yeah! One and only Wildcats. And I don't remember the rest of it because
you got that on
who the
tape,
fuck
right?
does?
Welcome to episode 17.
Oh shit, you were taping that?
Of the Webcomic Beacon Presents first issue.
I'm out of here.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Fes. We're going to be taking a look at Grifter, #1 from DC Comics. Get over here.
It didn't sound that time either.
So, Grifter. Oh no, Trinity's falling.
That poor bastard. Woman
That's what I see.
I just now see the alien things, or I guess maybe they're aliens, it could be demons, I don't know, they don't actually tell you. Mm-hmm. But the things that he's fighting in, well, fighting is a very loose word, but the things that he is opposing in this issue are kind of around. I thought it was like electric energy.
Yeah, I thought it was
or possibly breaking glass, because once again, the Matrix is sort of the default mindset you get when you see this particular image. So the first time I saw it, I thought it was just like, oh, illuminated breaking glass with maybe some energy there. But then I look at it today, and I mean literally just now, and I see these things there, which I guess in previous continuities might have been called Daemonites. They haven't been given a name here yet. They may not even be called Daemonites this time around, for all I know.
Yeah.
They're critters.
For whatever they are, I didn't see that right away. I thought it was like some energy.
Yeah.
But I will say, I actually do like this cover. There's a good amount of color being put into it. I like it when there's like a full kind of scene in the background, not just a color.
Yeah.
But the background is muted enough just to be it's background. It's there. Oh, he's falling like.
It looks
Trinity.
exciting as hell.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like wow.
When I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking love it, man. I remember Wildcats vaguely from my childhood.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the cover?
It's graphically strong. It's simple. It draws your eye in. It's good.
Yeah. Of course, you'll be disappointed as soon as you open the page.
Because
that doesn't happen. Ever. In this comic, ever. It's not in here. This scene does not happen.
I don't think he even does anything until the very end. He puts on the mask, and for no reason.
We'll get to that.
This is a comic that looks like it's entirely made of rubber. Because, for whatever reason, the coloring...
Very uniform.
It's very uniform. There's not a really strong light source in almost any of the shots.
It's all like soft lighting.
Yeah, everything looks very rubbery.
I would say this is like Ultimate Comics circa 2001.
Yeah.
It's a very, very much that kind of vibe where it's like, okay, we just really perfected this this digital coloring thing. Let's totally use it. We can put in multiple tones. Holy shit, that's awesome.
You get a lot of stuff like this where you can see that there's supposed to be a very strong side light here. There's just kind of this mushy coloring coming in. Or here, this is supposed to be very
The coloring does not
strong.
match the line art. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Or like this. This is very clearly supposed to be a strong source coming down from the top, whereas... you kind of get this mushy light.
The lighting is actually kind of changing. Where this woman is placed, the lighting's in different places.
Yeah,
each time.
And it's acceptable in line art. Clearly the person who's doing the penciling and the inking are trying to indicate these very strong light sources, and the colorist just isn't following it.
It could be a time constraint issue. That's usually when you see stuff like that. But I would say the only shadows you see are spotted blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I think...
Oh, shit, I forgot about that scene.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
Yeah.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! It's gone.
jeez.
I'm gonna do a
no.
magic trick. Now, I'd also like to note this is the most spacious airplane I have ever seen in my life. This airplane may as well have been a hangar. You can park other airplanes inside.
I mean, if this is first class, I mean, I don't know. This is one of those new extra.
You've never been in a plane.
I've been in a plane once when I was a kid on a field trip.
Yeah,
And it was small even then, I remember.
Yeah, they're not big
very
things.
spacious.
Pretty sure it wasn't a 744.
I think part of it is the necessity of having a fight scene inside a plane, which in actual reality is nigh impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but it's like real fights, you know, like you just fucking fall on the ground and wiggle.
Yeah.
So like when you have to make a cinematic fight scene, you have to expand the actual like area. The same thing happens a lot in animation.
I think if they had kept the space tight, it would have been a more interesting fight scene. Now, how you convey that in line art, I don't know. It'd be more fun in a movie.
Yeah, a movie you could probably pull it off, but even then, Jesus Christ, can you imagine trying to get all of the cameras inside?
Yeah.
Just for the shots you need?
It'd be awesome.
Here we got, basically, it's a scene with this guy who's on a plane. He's trying to get away from something, and he's hearing voices. And turns out it seems like these. So it's kind of like another X-Files kind of setup.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a little interesting. So the beginning is like, ooh, okay, what's going on? It's really interesting. Then we go back to earlier. We see some sort of deal going down, and our protagonist, I'm going to guess. Protagonist. That's the one you're supposed to root for, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure at this point. Well, at this
the
point,
protagonist is the main character.
Yeah.
Main character.
The antagonist is his adversary.
Yeah. And so we get a little bit about what he was, what he's like. It turns out he's a con man or something like that.
He's a grifter.
Grifter. Ha! We have a title.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, I looked that up. Grifter versus drifter, and there's like a bad drifter.
Which is the grifter.
Yeah.
A swindler.
But it seems it has me. It actually has me still through this, like wondering, okay, where's this leading up to?
Yeah,
What's going on?
it reminds me very much of Gambit. I mean, the design does anyway, but like this character, he's very much like a blonde Gambit without an accent.
Well, I don't know where he's from. He
starting.
could have like some sort of he could have an American accent. I don't know.
Well, you know what I mean. Like he doesn't. He does not have a very strong fake French accent the way that someone in 1989 figured that someone from New Orleans must talk because it's well known that French is of influence.
What are you doing here?
Just passing by, chérie. Nice day.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very different than that accent, which doesn't exist in reality.
So we have again a very X-Files-y sort of like creepy warehouse. It's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. It's like I'm swearing a little bit too much, but
please! I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. It's an action movie, dude.
Yeah, well, this show is rated TV-14, so
What?
yeah.
You have to rate shit.
I picked the rating.
man.
I picked the rating.
God
So
damn it.
I mean, if you're online and you're not 13, you can't be online without parent permission anyway. Which is actually it's a law. You have to be anywhere to sign up anywhere. You have to be 13 unless you have parental
You're off
permission.
topic.
Let's
Anyway.
continue. Okay, back to fucking Gambit with a cowboy hat.
So yes, so
Hey, look, it's a flying submarine again.
and we get back to we flash back to earlier where we're left with him flying off the plane because he wanted out now and
Well, he did jump from something to something.
yep took
That's,
water
that kind of counts.
and I
cover.
guess he survived somehow from falling out of the plane, smack into water.
Keep in mind.
Oh
that,
wait, it just took off. So
Yeah.
it just took off. It wasn't that high yet.
It seems pretty damn high, but whatever. Like, look, keep in mind that in comics and most media, really, water is shorthand for zero damage upon.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's like falling on pillows.
Maybe he
Yeah.
landed on the other guy first and.
No, they didn't. There's 2 splashes.
Okay, well, fine. Okay, so we have... We get back to, apparently he was not out for just a few minutes. He was out for days. And so now he's
Missing
like,
time.
he's a terrorist now because he did on the plane. He stabbed some woman in the eye because nobody else heard the voices.
Well, according to him, she was like a pod person or some shit like that, so... Hey, come on. Who could possibly think that's crazy? The camera keeps following him. He must be right.
Or just completely insane. I don't know.
That would be an amazing twist.
Then we
Like
get...
6 issues in, sir, you're fucking crazy. Like,
Well, the cover does look like it's from a '90s Image comic.
Well, that's
cover.
where it's from.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
not enough
You-
lines on the
you-
cover to be a 90s Image comic.
This is true, but the character himself is from Image in the 90s.
The character looks
That's
like
where he was created.
He
by
really
Jim
is
Lee.
from an
Yes,
Image '90s.
he is. What ended up happening is Jim Lee, who was the owner of that particular sect of Image
Right,
characters.
because Image creators kept all their characters.
Yeah, they kept all their characters, and they still do to this day. So what ended up happening is he sold Wildstorm essentially to DC. So now it's part of DC Comics, and they've more officially this time brought them into the canon. Like previously, they might have like special crossovers or something, but generally speaking, it was on its own universe.
Gotcha.
No longer.
All right, and then we get a little play here with a little bit of military stuff thrown in for a page, and we got some really interesting stuff going on. And at the very end, our protagonist is obviously on the run. He just got to figure out what to do, and then he decides to become
the Grifter.
the Grifter, and he makes a special mask, and it's like,
Look,
okay, what?
he may not be the hero we want, but he's the hero we need.
Hero? He's not a hero in this. If anything,
I don't know.
Doesn't need
He's
to be
more
a
of a
hero.
rogue.
I think he's just a
Oh.
psycho gunman. Well, I don't know. Did he even use a gun this whole time? I think he's
He
a
doesn't
psycho
have a
stabber.
gun. I'm disappointed in the cover.
Yeah, I think he's just a serial stabbist. I don't know.
I'm disappointed in the cover with this whole thing. You don't get to know. It's like if the cover didn't look like this.
If it didn't look like this, you wouldn't have picked it up. Let's be honest.
Well, I wouldn't have picked any of these up
Well, yeah, but
because I don't normally read comics. But this
I'm
is
talking
like
about like from the perspective of someone who saw this and said, "Holy shit, that's an awesome cover."
now maybe if he was like wielding like a pipe or something like that, or something like more of like what he did. I mean, it's like I get this. It's like I wanted to see this scene in this comic.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's issue 2.
But then why isn't it on issue 2?
That's the thing. That's the thing. So that's where it irks me. However, I would say this is a good number 1. It
certainly
really brings me through at a nice clip, and I am kind of interested in more of this. And but the last page just confuses me. It's like, okay, why are you donning a mask like that?
It's the new DC 52, fucker.
Yeah, so I don't
They're
know.
all
so.
superheroes, including the horror comics.
But I have to give this a succeeds because it does, I think, what a number 1 should be doing, despite a couple flaws.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Damn it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, shoot. You can't use glue. We didn't say you can use. Okay, fuck it.
Okay, fine.
You go. Jesus Christ. We'll never do it.
I'm going to say a meh, because I did have some issues with the art. At a couple points, I found some of the transitions hard to follow. But otherwise, it is a pretty decent introduction to the character, even though I personally wasn't really into the story. Your mileage may vary.
Okay. Well, I used to like Wildcats when I was a kid. I remember him as being Gambit with guns. He's Gambit with guns. And they kind of introduce you to Gambit as he's getting his mask and will one day get his gun. So it succeeds for what it's supposed to do. Now, don't go into it expecting
Guns.
all the action or guns or Image's Gambit, but hey, it's a good introduction. If you like this character after reading it, you're probably going to pick up issue 2 if you want to find out just what this menace is he's fighting. I mean, you could look at the cover and find out, holy shit, it's these weird energy ghost people, but that's the thing. You're waiting for them to introduce that. So
No, I get the
you'll be
idea
fine.
that this would be... The cover would belong to a number 1 if this were Image. But the story, the insides, would probably be issue 0 for Image.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, because if it was issue 1, I bet you anything, what we're going to see in issue 2 would have been an Image issue 1.
Yeah.
He's going to fucking actually start shooting people, and it will be exciting, assuming they go with the same flow that they did in the past. We can't count on that, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's that chick!
Yeah.
Nice!
Yeah, don't think we haven't been noticing this little glowy red cloaked thing happening in these comics periodically for a panel. Like, ooh.
Yeah, she doesn't really have a name yet, but people have been calling her Auntie Monitor as a play on Anti-Monitor from Crisis. From
Yeah, don't think
86.
we haven't noticed the glowy little red cloak thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like anything like that would ever get by us.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances.
I've got a magic trick.
Spoilers!
God damn it!
God damn it!
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was Grifter, number 1 from DC Comics.